Now, if we take a close look at the Skywalker saga as a whole, there really is no doubt about it that by far one of the fan-favorite characters is no other than Luke Skywalker, portrayed by Mark Hamill from the original trilogy created by George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of fans had a lot of issues with was, of course, with The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, and how Luke was either used in Episode 8 and was, for the most part, absent from Episode 9. And we do know that J.J. Abrams and George Lucas, as well as Chris Terrio, had a lot of plans for Luke, involving, of course, Colin Trevorrow beforehand, really making Luke all the more relevant before Kathleen Kennedy stepped in and fired Trevorrow. And when J.J. Abrams, George, and Chris were working on the film, she initiated many of the scenes to be deleted and swapped out. Now, Jon Favreau, the main reason as to why he's even back with Star Wars, and the reason why he's even in Star Wars to begin with, is because he actually had a lot of issues with The Last Jedi and the overall direction that Disney was going in with Star Wars, and saw that television was a great opportunity for him to really steer things in the right direction for Star Wars without going way too over budget. Now, when we look at everything related to Jon Favreau and what he plans to do with this new universe, what's really exciting all has to do with his plans for the character of Luke Skywalker. After all, Jon Favreau is a big Star Wars Legends fan. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Favreau loves the old expanded universe in the 1990s and the early 2000s, and everything that Luke Skywalker did in those stories, and how he really wants to use that as inspiration to really implement Luke into The Mandalorian Season 3 and beyond. Now, what's really exciting about all of this moving forward, alright, is that with the Skywalker saga now over, both Disney and Lucasfilm have been developing many plans to reunite the Star Wars fans around the world in order to create a better and brighter future for the Star Wars franchise. Now, it's explained that George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni are all working together as a team in order to make Star Wars just as successful as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, it's noted, however, that as of right now, creators like Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, George Lucas are all working together and are focused on attracting the fans to come back into the Star Wars franchise. It's explained that as of right now, creators like Jon Favreau is making drastic changes to the character of Luke Skywalker for the new Star Wars universe for the fans to enjoy, where Favreau plans to bring a return of the character of Luke in The Mandalorian Season 3 by giving Luke Skywalker a set of High Republic Jedi armor in the new season, while also bringing in the character of Mara Jade as a love interest into this new Star Wars universe that will borrow many aspects from Star Wars Legends and more. So, in case you guys did not know anything about the High Republic, alright? The High Republic era is actually going to be a brand new timeline that simply takes place 200 years before the events of The Phantom Menace. This is a timeline created by Kathleen Kennedy at first, where it was later reformed by George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni, thankfully. Now, Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian Season 3 is set to discover ancient High Republic armor. It's hundreds of years old, mind you. Discovers it and is going to wear it in the new series, giving Luke a brand new warrior-esque appearance in the show. Now, furthermore, it's noted that Jon Favreau plans to bring in actor Sebastian Stan to portray a young Luke in The Mandalorian Season 3 in order to not go over budget with DeAging Technology for Mark Hamill. However, Hamill is still said to have a major role in Season 3 for at least one or two big scenes, where the rest will be left with Sebastian Stan as a recast of Luke Skywalker in the show. Now, Favreau plans to give Luke Skywalker the action he deserves in The Mandalorian Season 3, the type of action that fans wanted to see in The Last Jedi by Rian Johnson, that Johnson fell completely short on. Now, it's noted that Favreau and Filoni are working together on Luke's return, with George Lucas also in the mix, introducing the concepts to Jon and Dave, and working closely with them on this new season that is set to still be up for a release sometime in 2021 next year. So, once again, we talked about Sebastian Stan a couple of days and weeks ago even, and this is all rooted by George and Jon, right? They really want to introduce the concept of recasting Luke without really going over budget by using the de-aging tech. Now, de-aging technology, it is quite expensive to use, especially in a motion picture, let alone a TV show, right? Because TV shows generally are lower budget in comparison to films, for the most part. And when we look at de-aging technology, Disney does actually have next generation tech that they have and will be using for new Marvel films and new Star Wars films in the future. Now, Favreau is said to be very excited to even give a teaser of Luke Skywalker sometime in the middle of 2021 for the new season, to give fans something to look forward to with The Mandalorian Season 3. Favreau so far is very happy with Ahsoka Tano for The Mandalorian Season 2, and is very happy to know that fans are looking forward to what he is about to deliver to the fans around the world, where initially Kathleen Kennedy did not want Luke to return in Season 3, and that since she lost her creative control, Favreau moved ahead with this idea by George Lucas, Favreau, and Filoni are also working on developing a brand new lightsaber for Luke that dates back to the High Republic era that will have a brand new blade color in the show. Now, Luke's iconic green saber, however, is still set to make a major comeback since it was last seen in the Rise of Skywalker's flashback scene by J.J. Abrams. Now, the series is going to have a darker tone as well by the time Season 3 drops next year, and that it will be even darker than Season 2, which is already said to have a more gritty feel than Season 1. With Luke and Ahsoka Tano stepping back into live action, fans couldn't be happier for Star Wars television as of right now. Now, here's the thing that really does surprise me, is that they're not only going to be delivering, High Republic armor to be used on Luke, but they're also going to tap into Luke using a High Republic lightsaber. Now, this is easily hundreds of years old, because given that the High Republic takes place roughly 200 years before, the Phantom Menace, it is literally hundreds of years old, this lightsaber and the armor that Luke will be wearing after he discovers it in this new season. And I'm honestly very surprised that they're still on track for a 2021 release given the global pandemic at hand here. They really are doing their absolute best to make things done. So, the great thing about this is that we have Favreau, Filoni, and Lucas working together to really change the character of Luke by bringing in Mara Jade also as a love interest, Sebastian Stan as the recast of Luke, all these different concepts that are now being introduced into the Star Wars franchise. Now, obviously, some fans are going to disagree on some of these things, right? Some fans out there don't like the idea of Luke having a set of High Republic armor and that they're going to make him appear more warrior-esque. Now, given that they're still going to stick with Luke's traditional Luke as he did in the Return of the Jedi film, but they're also going to give him this appearance with the High Republic armor, with the new Star Wars blade, the new lightsaber blade in Star Wars, I should say, that Luke is going to wield in this new Star Wars series. So, The Mandalorian so far has been quite impressive with what they have done to the Star Wars universe. Season 2 is only going to deliver even more so with Ahsoka Tano. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, actually, is that Favreau is actually developing a scene where Ahsoka and Luke are going to meet for the first time in live action, where fans are going to be able to see exactly where their lives are at well after the Empire has pretty much, for the most part, perished. It's really the remnants of the Empire at this point in time, in the timeline that Favreau created, and it's going to also tap into the infancy of the First Order by the time Season 3 rolls around. So, I think that's an indicator here that each season is going to go throughout the ages, and it's going to be a very interesting process to see the Mandalorian himself pretty much, evolving from season to season. So, like I've said before, I think that Luke coming back into fruition here, at the helm of Luke, Favreau, and Filoni, we're in for a ride. And we're in for a ride this October with Ahsoka Tano for starters. That's going to be the big deal. We're going to get that new trailer very soon for Season 2. Looking forward to that. Was supposed to really be, their way of marketing The Mandalorian in the best way by getting fans hyped up. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.